Hi there, I'm Brad Mayring, the owner of the Munching Mongoose, organic and artisanal food delivery to your home. So the Munching Mongoose, we're just exceptionally passionate about getting good quality, seasonal, local produce into as many homes and bellies as we can. So the idea is we work with the local farmers and producers and small-scale artisans, and we collate a box on a weekly basis that we deliver to your home. So why the Munching Mongoose? Not wanting to take a staid approach to an industry that is very much about health and the green of the earth, and while that's the core of who we are and what we truly believe in, I don't think it needs to be pushed on people. So we've rather taken a fun, quirky angle, made it about family, made it about just a good, happy time. And meningi, he's our Munching Mongoose mascot, and meningi is a Shawna word for plenty. And so we try and offer plenty of fun, plenty of quality, plenty of goodness that we offer to people. A lot of people are really pressed for time. We live busy, stressed lives, particularly in Johannesburg. A lot of people love going to markets, and they should continue to go to markets as much as they can. But the reality is it's not really a feasible option in terms of getting your groceries and your produce on a regular basis. And I think having it delivered to your home is a massive convenience factor. It helps people carry on with their lives, and it frees them up to have more time to spend as a family together. The reason we keep it very personal is exactly that. We want it to feel like an authentic market experience, and that's a big drive for us as well, is to get better understanding of where your food comes from through the family, from the kids through to the parents, get the whole family engaged in preparing meals together using the best available produce. We need everyone to start thinking differently about the food chain and the supply of food from start to finish, and what impacts that has both on ourselves as well as the environment and the economies that are involved in that. And I think that the more people that are giving it some thought and educating themselves and trying to find services like ours or shops that are offering something else, are understanding that there's more to it than just what's in your fridge or what comes in the packet from the shops. A big part of what we try and offer is seasonality. And I think that's crucial for people to understand that you're not supposed to eat all types of food all year round. You're supposed to eat what's grown in the seasons, and there's reasons for that. Certain produce grow better in certain seasons, and then they have properties for us when we eat them that are good for us in those seasons, things that are good for your skin when it's hot in the summertime, for example, or something that's full of vitamins during winter. And I think that's something that's crucial for people to understand. And you're not going to, unfortunately, get everything all year round. But you can also tailor the way you live, so you can create new meals during winter as opposed to summer, and it can make your dining at home more exciting. And if you can truly grasp the concept of how that food comes from seed to ground, to farmer, to supermarket or shop, to your plate, I think people will have a far greater appreciation for the food they're eating, and understanding and a want to not waste as well, and make sure that they use what they have in the best way they can. So I think there is definitely a lot of terminology that's bantered around. You mentioned things like organic, free range, grain-fed, grass-fed, etc. And I think there's various degrees of that. And it's a bit of a grey area, particularly in South Africa, where it's not fully legislated. There's a lot of good bodies out there that are monitoring and helping to regulate, and there's full certification and less varied levels of that. I think terms like organic, it pertains to how the produce is grown. There's a whole lot of elements that are going into that, but the general idea is that it's as natural as possible from the entire growing process through to the production of the products. So in terms of things like free range, again, there's so many various classifications, what's free range, what's free roaming, and what's penned, etc. For me and for our company, the principle is the animal must be a happy animal. It must get to roam freely, it must have open space, it must get to eat what it's naturally supposed to eat. We're looking for happy animals, happy farms, ethical farms, people that really and truly believe in what they're doing. So even if they haven't necessarily got all the perfect certification at this stage, and they're growing towards it, because we do work with a lot of small farms, as long as they truly believe in what they're doing and they really want to be making a difference, they don't want to be damaging the earth or the environment, they don't want animals to be stressed, they want to just create a natural, happy environment, and they're following the process to get to the level that would be considered full certification, then I'm more than happy to work with someone like that. In terms of the growth and where this can go going forward, and the need over the next 10 years to be able to supply produce that is organic and local, there needs to be a shift in thinking. I think the entire food chain and the value chain of food, from supply through to delivery, it needs a bit of a rethink. There's always going to be a need for mass production. There's always going to be a need for larger scale operations. But I think if we can look at shifting the way people are consuming and shifting the way people are growing, there's a big opportunity from everybody at home. If you've got a small little garden, you can grow for yourself, you can grow for your neighbors. There's a project underway at the moment with a gentleman from the slow food movement who's proving a model that on an acre of land, someone can become very sustainable using very low-tech equipment. They can grow for themselves, for their community, and still make over 10,000 Rand a month. So if we can set up projects like that, the supply is essentially indefinite, and then it can grow. It's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of work, but there's already a huge network of farmers out there that we don't even know about. And if we can educate them to grow a little bit better and offer facilities and means for them to get their produce to market, then it'll grow. Then people will see more of the value in that. And then we can have a slight impact on the shifting of the food value chain. So I think it's about consumers being more conscious about the food they're eating and where they're buying it. It's about the farmers having a better understanding and a better opportunity to get their produce to market. So there's a lot of little intricate network pieces that need to be fitted together, but there's a lot of people also doing a lot of hard work in the background to make that happen already. So I think the more awareness that grows around the industry and highlights the efforts that a lot of people are already putting in, there's a good opportunity for it to become the way that food should be produced, to be honest. And then hopefully one day we won't be calling organic food, we'll be calling it food.